Terence Crawford could face Canelo. Payday. You want payday? I know that. Alvarez. Well, according to Turkey Al-Sheikh in Riyadh season. That's what I want to talk about in this video. So it looks like Turkey Al-Sheikh, who's been putting on some big fights and keeping fighters busy, working with the promoters, or should I say getting promoters to work with each other because they're fronting a lot of the money for some of these events. It looks like he wants to make a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. He says he would like to even stage the fight in America because he thinks it would be bigger in America. Listen, my thoughts haven't changed one bit. I'm not really big on this fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. I think I'm not really with the rapid weight class jumping. Right now, I have Usyk as number one pound for pound. He's been more active, and his 2X undisputed is far superior to Terence Crawford and Naoya Inoue and who they had to face. Like, Inoue had to beat a guy like Paul Butler to become undisputed. And then when Crawford did it the first time, he had to beat a guy like Julius Ndongo. And then for the second time, Crawford beat after accident Errol Spence Jr. So right now it's Usyk, and I have him as the number one pound for pound. But the reason, I mean, nothing's changed on my end. I'll watch the fight, of course. I'm a boxing fan. I report on boxing. So I would watch Canelo versus Terence Crawford. And I even think Canelo has lost a step, but Canelo has showed a good beard and the ability to take a shot. I think from what it looked like to me, it looked like he kind of spared Jaime Munguia, maybe because it's his countryman, but it looked like he could have, if he wanted to press on the gas, he could have done a bit more to try to stop him or really hurt him, especially when he had already dropped him, Munguia, but he didn't choose to do that. But against Terence Crawford, I really feel like he's going to go full throttle because he knows this is a smaller guy moving up. And again, I'm not big on rapid weight class jumps where somebody moves up 2 and 3 weight classes. That's just never been my thing. Even Crawford, I'm looking at recent pictures. Now, I know he's just starting camp or really in the pre-camp, but the pictures that I've seen of Terence Crawford, he looks in shape. He looks good at 154, but Canelo said he can't make anything less than 168. So Crawford would have to still, we haven't even seen him at 154. We would have to see Crawford bypass 160 and then go up to 168. And he's already went up multiple divisions to become a 2X champion, like at welterweight. Beyond that, I think it's stupid because what's the point of pre-hyping a Canelo Crawford fight and we don't even know how he looks at 154? I think so many people are prisoners of the moment in this new society, and I'm not one of those. I need to see how Crawford even looks at 154, because what if, win, lose, or draw, what if he gets hurt by Madrimov? Then if you're getting hurt at 154, which we have seen Crawford hurt against Mean Machine and Gamboa, stuff like that, if you're getting hurt at 154, that's going to really hurt a fight with Canelo Alvarez as far as I'm concerned, because now it's going to look less reasonable. The other issue I have personally with this is I want to see Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis, which to me makes more sense. Jaron Boots Ennis has been on record saying he could fight Crawford at 147 or 154. Maybe Crawford can't make 147 anymore. Looks like his last weight cut was pretty extreme in the Errol Spence fight, and I talked about that. But Jaron Ennis is a big dude, and he said he would, in the past, he said he would fight Crawford at 154. So I still think that's a better fight. And the funny thing is, we seen post from reportedly Turkey Al-Sheikh saying he wanted to make Jaron Boots Ennis and Crawford. And then now that Crawford's fighting Madrimov, you're seeing other reports that are suggesting that Terence Crawford and Canelo is the fight that Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season wants to make in the future. But I thought the game plan was making Jaron Boots Ennis and you're already working with Eddie Hearn for some of these cards and whatnot, to me, that fight makes more sense than the Canelo fight. Again, people said it is preposterous when Floyd Mayweather said that Crawford should fight David Benavidez at 168, but then he could fight Canelo at 168. So if you think it's inconceivable to even suggest Crawford, because people are like, oh, Floyd's hating. He's hating on Terence Crawford. If you're saying that, then you're probably saying that David Benavidez is too big and too strong and it's too much weight. So what's the difference between Canelo, except for the fact that he's older and he's shorter, right? He's still a powerful guy. He still has more fights at 68, 2 fights at 175. So if it sounds ridiculous to you to see Crawford versus David Benavidez, I don't understand, if you want to see Crawford fight the best, why you would prefer to see, instead of 2 black American fighters with ambidextrous styles, you would prefer to see him fight an older Canelo who's definitely losing a step, and he's the shortest guy at 168, but you wouldn't want to see Crawford move up to 68 and fight David Morrell Jr. or David Benavidez. So to me, that's kind of like an advanced cherry pick. Again, I would watch it if they made it, but I'm not really keen on that. And like I said throughout this video, I got to see how Crawford even looks versus Madrimov, because depending on how easy or hard that fight or whatever that fight looks like, I think that's going to determine the value of a future Canelo fight. And it's so funny that people do not get this in this sport of boxing by now, where you can't really start staging 2 and 3 fights down the road when you haven't even cleared one thing. Like, people kept talking about Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. And Tank, at the point when they were saying it, Tank didn't have any fight, but Devin Haney had a Ryan Garcia fight. A lot of people thought that was going to be an easy fight for Devin Haney, but when the fight happened, it wasn't. You know, even though Ryan tested positive for the Ostarine, the fight we seen, it wasn't an easy fight. So that's why you can't really overlook who's in front of you and look that far ahead, in my opinion, when it comes to boxing. So to have Crawford have an August 3rd fight or whatever against Madrimov on a stacked card, we don't even have one data point or one piece of data of Crawford at 54 to see how he takes a shot there. Why would I be wanting to see him fight Canelo Alvarez at 168? Again, people are treating boxing like it's a video game. Like, hey, Jake Paul is in his 20s and Mike Tyson's about to be in his 60s. So let's match these completely different genre and eras together. And for me, that's not really my thing.